Hey guys, what's up? Nikki is online, and it's been like another year and a half since I said that. So, I had a request to make a video talking about my Reputation tour experience, and I decided to go with it because it's been forever since I've made a video for this channel. And like I said in the last video, I kind of decided to put this channel in the back and make music my forefront. I have an album coming out in 2 weeks called Puppeteer, and I'm super excited about it, and I hope you guys enjoy that too.
But for now, I'm going to talk about Taylor Swift.
So, I actually did decide to make my 1989 review public again, so I can say, like,
if you look back into this video, you can see how much I love Taylor Swift.
I reviewed 1989 when 1989 first came out in 2014, and it's 4 years later, almost. It's 3.5 years later, and I still love Taylor just as much, if not more. And I went to my third Taylor show, the opening night of the Reputation tour in Glendale, Arizona. So I left home at like 1:30, and I got up to the stadium at 3:30. And from 3:30 to 7, like 6:37, I met up with a bunch of friends, and it was so amazing. If you guys have internet friends, please meet up with them at your show. I feel like the experience of dressing up and meeting internet friends and just being able to like freak out with a bunch of people about Taylor is such an amazing experience. Like, that itself is almost equal to the experience of the tour itself, like the concert itself. Like, I love concerts, and I'm a performer myself, and I hope to one day establish this type of atmosphere in my crowds and in my music and in my fan base. But the thing about Taylor concerts compared to other concerts that I go to, like, I feel like other concerts I go to, I just go to see the musician, and I go with I might go with a couple friends, but I'm there to see the musician, and that's that. But with the Taylor concert, I'm there to see my friends, I'm there to see the opening acts, I'm there to... Taylor concerts are they're amazing, and they're their own experience, and I can't wait for more people to experience the Reputation tour. So Charlie with XCX went on, and I was really surprised with how many songs I knew by her. Like, I knew a lot of Charlie XCX songs, but it was really surprising to actually realize how many I knew. I think it was 4 out of the 5 songs she opened with. Maybe like 3 out of 5 I knew by heart, and then...
Because she did premiere a new song, and then I didn't know one of them, so I think it was 3 out of 5.
But I was bopping the entire time, because I really like Charlie XCX, and I'm really glad I got to see her live. Charlie is a great performer, and I know there's a lot of stuff going on about her new song with Cardi and Rita Ora and Bibi Rexha. Okay, I had to think about who all was on that track because I'm trying to like put it in the back of my mind. This video is not about that, but I am just gonna add this in here since
I'm just blabbing away. I have no script, no nothing.
I am gonna add this in real quick and say that I haven't listened to the song, but the lyrics that I've heard have disappointed me, and kind of disappointed that I like Charlie so much, because the other girls I'm like, hit or miss. I mean, even Bibi, which I like Bibi a lot, but I mean, they're all kind of like hit or miss for me, but I like Charlie a lot, so that kind of broke my heart a little.
But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Charlie, I'm not here to talk about that. I can talk about that in another video, or another tweet, or another whatever.
I'm not a huge Camila Cabello fan. I have very mixed feelings about her, and she's very talented live. What you hear in the recordings is what you get from her, and
that's the same with all 3 of them. Like, Taylor, Camila, and Charlie. Like, all 3 of them, like, what you hear is what you get, and it's very nice.
Camila did a mashup of Can't Help Falling in Love with You with one of her songs, and that was really pretty. kind of neutral on the overall performance. I have this opinion of her that she should be being an opening act and not being a mini headliner. Like Charli's performance, if you compare Charli's performance to Camila's is very, you can tell she has her own headlining show, and that's great for her headlining shows, but I think for her performances with Taylor, they should be more opening act-like. And that's just how I feel about that. But she's very talented. Like if you like her voice in studio performances or on the X Factor,
She's on the X Factor, right? Yeah, X Factor.
or whatever else, wherever else you may have heard Camila's music or whatever. If you like what you've heard, you'll like her live. Okay, now it's time to talk about Taylor,
Which is the most important part of this.
So, the visual that she opens with, it's like it's a bunch of headlines that pop up and they're like,
Taylor, she's this, she's that, reputation.
it's really cool. So, she played Ready for It.
And then she made that face.
If you're a Taylor Swift fan, I think you're gonna know what face I'm talking about. The one where she looks out into the crowd and she sees 60,000 people like screaming and the light up bracelets and everything.
She made that face.
And it was great to see that face live again. It's been too long. And it's the first time I actually paid attention for that face. But she made it, and I wish I got like a half decent picture of it, but I wish I got like a better picture of it. I was in section 113, row 13, and then I had the end seats for that row.
And for someone who was sitting in section 113, row 13, you would think there'd be a lot more people who are more Swiftyified, like, you know, in costume and standing up the entire time, but it was really just me.
I mean, even the guy I went with my friend Nick, who's like my brother. Even Nick, I got him to dress up, but he was sitting a majority of the time. Like, he just wasn't about it as much as I was. And I mean, that's fair. He's not a huge Taylor fan like I am.
And he put up with it because I'm like his sister, and you know, sometimes you drag your siblings to things they don't want to go to, and you make them do things they don't want to do. He's like, I hope if Eminem comes to town, you'll go with me. And I'm like, if you provide me a ride and like a ticket for free, I will go with you and I will learn every single song and you will catch me rapping to Eminem like no other person.
So, I'm very supportive. I like concerts and I like supporting my friends and stuff. But anyway, point is, he tried to threaten me with an Eminem concert and it kind of backfired on him. So, anyway, he's there. I'm the only one in my section. Like,
my friend, I had a friend, an internet friend, who I met on Tumblr, sitting 3 rows in front of me.
But even then, she and her family were still up and down. They weren't standing the whole time, but, you know, you do what you gotta do. Out of everyone in that, like, section that I could see, I was the most Swiftyified, and it's kind of weird, kind of crazy, but I don't know, it was fun. After Ready for It was I Did Something Bad. And honestly, I Did Something Bad was my favorite performance of the night. If you know the 1989 performances, it can be compared to how she did I Knew You Were Trouble, where she slows it down and makes it like deeper and darker and like very, I don't know, very...
my aesthetic. Very my aesthetic. Like, that's the best way I can put it.
She added a line in the bridge that really, I wish it made the actual song. So it's, they're burning all the witches even if you aren't one.
And that's not on key, so don't judge my singing on that.
They've got the pitchforks and proof, the receipts and reasons. They're burning all the witches even if you aren't one. And it's just for fun. Like, I really wish that line made it into the original song, but it really, I feel like...
it adds a whole new... just that one line, it's 5 words, and it adds an entire new layer to the song, and I loved it so much.
And it completely made the song, the performance...
There was fire, there were fireworks. That in itself was the works.
Then she did Gorgeous, and Gorgeous is always a cute song, you know.
Da-da-da-da.
But she introduced all the females on the tour, all the female dancers, the backup singers, and eventually she had Charli and Camila come back out, but that's during Shake It Off, that's farther on in the show. Then she did Style, which I was really surprised she put Style on the set list. Like, out of every single 1989 song that she released as a single,
Romantics, Style, Wildest Dreams, Blank Space, Bad Blood, Shake It Off, Out of the Woods. There were 7 or 8. I don't even remember if there was an 8. She released as a single. Did I say Shake It Off? Oh my goodness, I don't even know if I said Shake It Off. Well, if I said Shake It Off twice, I said Shake It Off twice. But I think that's what I was forgetting.
Out of all of those, Style is the one I'm very surprised that she put back on the set list. I thought it was very fun for 1989, but it didn't really have the like acclaim that some of the other singles that she played later on and like in full did. But she mashed it up with Love Story and You Belong With Me, and nobody's talking about this, and it makes me really upset, but during You Belong With Me, I couldn't tell for sure, but I'm pretty sure with You Belong With Me, she has a fan, like her screen. She has, she picks a random fan in the crowd, or like her cameraman picks a random fan in the crowd with a sign, and it like plasters that one person all over the screen, like little pictures, like it's a collage, but it's just the one person. And it's super cute because
it looked like the person at Glendale had like a pink sign, and I can read it because like they're all like this big, and they're on the screen, so it looks like they're like this big. From here, they're like this big. They look like this big from where I'm sitting.
So after that, she has her second visual, and the Look What You Made Me Do visual is amazing. And again, I haven't heard anyone talking about this, but I think the song that she plays backwards before that is either Sparks Fly or Blank Space. I can't quite tell, but she has a bunch of old Taylors pop up on the screen, like different music video Taylors, and it looks like a flip book kind of with how fast it goes, and then the snake from the when she wiped all her social media stuff comes up, and that's pretty cool. I like how she did the like the intro to Look What You Made Me Do, like she added like a choir-y feel to it. I don't know, but it's cool. She added that to it.
God, what was after Look What You Made Me Do? Was Endgame after Look What You Made Me Do?
Okay, honestly, Endgame, I keep forgetting where Endgame goes because I was not expecting Endgame to be on this entire set list, but it was. She did something really cool with it where she took out Future's and Ed's part, and she made it work for the entire song. And she did King of My Heart, and I personally was not worried about King of My Heart. Like,
I was like, okay, she plays King of My Heart, whatever. If she doesn't, I'm not gonna be pressed.
but so many people were like,
King of My Heart better get what it deserves. King of My Heart is an amazing song.
I mean, it's a great song, don't get me wrong, but so many people were like wanting King of My Heart to get this big production, and it did, and I think that makes me happy knowing that other people are they're getting what they wanted. Like, it had the big bass drums, and it's so cool. After King of My Heart was Delicate, and Delicate is like my second or third least favorite song off of Rep. Like, I love Taylor, I love Reputation, like there's not a bad song on it, but like just compared to all the other songs, like even So It Goes. Like, So It Goes is kind of like in the middle for me. Like, Delicate's below So It Goes for me. And she had this really cute speech about like,
she goes on tour, she makes an album, she goes on tour, she makes an album, and that's what's normal, is she takes some time off to really find herself, and she's glad to be back, and so cute.
And like, okay, both cages she flies in are super cute, but I think the Delicate one is more, it's delicate. It's very fairy tale-y, and I think it's super cute that she figured out, like, we like the cages, we like the flying, and she did it. Then we got Dancing With Our Hands Tied, and the Dancing With Our Hands Tied speech was super cute because she's like, I can't remember how she said it. She's like,
these people are telling me what I need to do, these people are telling me what I can or cannot do about you guys, but she spends so much time with them, she's like, I'm pretty sure I know them better than you do.
and honestly, that is the connection that all artists need to have with their fans, and that is the environment we are living in now, is the one in which our artists and people like me, people like Taylor, people like, oh my god, there's so many thousands of artists I could pick. Ariel Bloomer's really good about it. Like, it's just the environment that we live in, where we have to know our fan base, we have to know the people, we have to be able, like, we can't individually interact with every single one. I mean, I can, because there's like less than 200 people who watch my channel and who interact with me and who buy my music so far, and I'm hoping that you guys are going to increase one day and I'm going to eat my words. But right now I can interact with you guys, and I will as much as I can, and I think the same thing goes with Ariel Bloomer, and the same thing with Taylor.
She tries her best. I mean, she can't hit everyone, but she tries.
But you interact with as many people as you can, and that was so nice that she did Dance with Our Hands Tied acoustically. I wasn't expecting it acoustic, but I think that was really cool, and the whole speech before it was cool too. And then she played all too well. She played all too well. Oh my god. I couldn't believe it. I was shook. Her speech before All Too Well was basically like,
you guys are super loyal, and you guys love this song so much, even though it wasn't a single, so I'm gonna play it for you.
And it was great because she was so funny. She was like,
I'm going to assume that there are a lot of people here from the state of Arizona.
And just the way she said it, like how the inflection in her voice, like you could tell she was being sarcastic and like, I don't know, like she was being facetious and just being funny, and it made my heart so happy. Like she makes me happy. And then she walked.
Wait, I forgot to shake it off, but I keep forgetting to shake it off. I keep forgetting about it.
But yeah, Charlie XCX came out, the Snakes came out. It was cool. So she walks through the crowd and she comes to the B stage closest to me. I was up in the upper section, but I was like, the B stage was like here, and I was here. And then there was like a section where you could get down to the floor. I feel like if I had gone down to the floor after the show, nobody would have questioned me. Like during the show, I feel like I could have just gone down there and been like, hey,
I'm gonna ask someone a question. Cool, and then I could have just gone stand with a friend and no one would have known.
But anyway, besides the point. I was right by like where the floor entrance was. So the B stage was right here, and she played Dress right by me. She had her dress. She's like,
do you like my dress?
And then she sang Dress, and that was super cute. And then she sang Blank Space, and I was shook because Blank Space is a good song, like I said. Like I said 4 years ago, Blank Space is a good song. It's very well written. But anyway, so then she gets into her snake cage. Hey guys, don't mind me checking in at 7 o'clock at night when it's all dark and stuff. Apparently I lost all my Long Live footage of me talking about Long Live.
I feel like the universe kind of was telling me not to talk about it, but I feel like it's really important because the beginning of the footage that I have is me crying about New Year's Day.
And I was like tearing up, so I'm gonna explain why I was tearing up. Okay, so after Blank Space, she flies back over and does Bad Blood and Should Have Said No.
I just realized I totally lost all that footage too.
So Bad Blood and Should Have Said No are absolutely my favorite mashup from the entire night. She plays Bad Blood and I'm like,
ugh, really? Bad Blood?
I liked Bad Blood at the beginning of the era. It was one of my favorite songs because like
Also Pride, she was singing from her lower register, it was great.
During the 1989 era, but then it like became really overplayed, and then the whole feud situation, like just it being overly speculated and overly talked about. And I mean, the remix made it kind of ruin the original for me. I love the remix. I just did the original. I don't vibe with. But I heard the fiddle in the middle of Should Have Said No, like in the middle of Bad Blood, and I was like,
Should have said no, like, is she going there? And I started getting like super shook. And then she starts singing the second verse of Bad Blood, and I'm like, oh, whatever, she's just singing Bad Blood.
And then she starts singing Should Have Said No, and I die. I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard a song from debut era played live, so hearing Should Have Said No was amazing. Like, I was so thankful for that.
Oh, I lied, I heard our song live. That was so long ago. Okay.
Piano, 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 Long Live. Okay, so a lot of people have asked me if I cried during Long Live, and the answer is yes. I bawled my freaking eyes out.
And in my original footage that I lost somehow, I was crying while talking about why I was crying. So if I'm not crying, then you just all of a sudden see tears coming down my face, and that's why.
Anyway, so with Long Live, at that point of the show, her speech made me tear up. But like, I hadn't had any tears fall. It was just kind of like, oh, whatever. I don't know, like,
I don't know, like, it didn't make me cry, drive it, it made my face, like, it made my tears well up in my eyes, but they didn't actually fall off my face.
So, then she starts playing Long Live, and I just start bawling. But I don't just start bawling because,
oh, it's Long Live, and that's just the thing to do.
I started bawling for multiple reasons. The first reason was because the first time I heard Long Live live, I was 11 years old. Speak Now came out when I was in 5th and 6th grade, respectively. 5th grade was when Speak Now came out. I saw her live in 6th grade for the first time. When I was 11 years old, I decided Long Live was going to be my song. It was going to be my graduation song for when I graduated high school. Well, flash forward 7 years now. I'm 18 and I graduated high school a semester early. And I'm super proud of that. But I decided not to walk with my class. And I decided not to walk with my class because I felt like it wasn't worth it to walk in celebration of something that caused me so much pain. School was really difficult for me. I'm not going to talk about it. It's not what this video is. This video is about Taylor. But the reason that I started crying about Long Live was because I started thinking about how the 11-year-old in me isn't getting her Long Live graduation moment. Then I started crying too because I realized at that point in the show, since Taylor Nation, like
I said, I was right by the floor, right? Like, I was right there. Anyone from the floor could have climbed right up and came to me. Like, I was right there.
I realized that at that point in the show, if no one from Taylor Nation had came to me by that point in the show, I probably was not going to be picked to meet Taylor. And it sounds really dumb to be part of the reason why I'm crying, and I'm actually starting to tear up right now thinking about it. But it felt like I was so built up by other people, both anonymous messages and just my own thoughts. She followed me the day after my 1989 World Tour day, and then she started liking my posts this era. She liked 3 of my posts, one on the Look What You Made Me Do music video release day, one about Call It What You Want on the day she released Call It What You Want, and one on Reputation, like the album release day. Then she liked a 4th post from me, one on the Thursday before the tour. About 4 hours before she liked that post, and
It was just a really basic post. Like, it wasn't anything that would, like, allude to her being me or anything like that. It was a post about, in response to one of her Instagram stories with one of the facts of the day, she had posted about her tour costumes, and she's like, is this snakeskin? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, snake mother, is it? And I was being just super sarcastic, and she liked that post.
But 4 hours before I had made that post, I had made a post asking if she had known about my tour costume and she had screenshotted it and sent it to Taylor Nation and she just didn't like it to be shifty, or if she just hadn't seen my tour costume yet. And she liked that post 4 hours later. So it was like my own thoughts were like, oh my
God, she saw the post 4 hours ago. She wanted to let me know that she saw it. She wants to meet me.
I was just stupid and I just built myself up for no reason. And then a couple of people like snowballed it. So while she was playing Long Live, I really thought that I was going to meet her. And then at that point in the show was when I realized that I wasn't going to meet her. And that plus the whole graduation thing just kind of just sent me spiraling. And then she played New Year's Day, and my friend Emily passed away in November, and everyone started telling me to hold on to the memories with her. So and the day before she passed away, I had asked her if she wanted to go see Taylor with me. Like Nick, she wasn't a huge Taylor fan, but she was such a concert junkie. She loved going to concerts, and she enjoyed them, and I told her, I was like,
you don't even have to pay for your ticket, I'll cover that, don't worry about it. We won't sit on the floor, we'll be up in the lower bowl probably because I can't afford it, so we'll probably just sit there so you won't have to worry about the giant crowds, like, you'll be fine. And
so, she wanted to go with me. And we were gonna go see Sleeping with Sirens 2 weeks later too. That was something else that we had considered doing. And then the next day she was gone. So hearing that live was kind of nice too. So having the whole Long Live thing and the Hold On to Your Memories thing was kind of like one giant tear-filled thing. Then she had this very beautiful visual of why she disappeared. And I think that was amazing. And she reads her poems so much differently than how I read her poems, or how I would have interpreted the poem. And I think the visual going into the next song, which was Getaway Car, was totally cool. I loved it. And I like listening to it now because the version that I posted on Instagram, I didn't post the version where it's May Your Heart Remain Breakable but Never by the Same Hand Twice. I didn't post that on my Instagram, but I posted I posted a little bit of the part where it's like your kindness is fake, your pain is manipulative. I posted that part because I hear that a lot. Like I don't hear it from other people. I mean, I can't say I haven't heard it from other people about me, but I can say that I've heard my own voice tell me that. So hearing that in her voice was insane. Getaway Car starts, and I kind of blacked out during Getaway Car. I was filming it, I was bopping, and then one of her photographers, there were so many photographers there. I have
to take a minute and just talk about how many photographers there were there. One of my friends told me that she saw at least a minimum of 15 photographers go into the B-stage. Like in the little part where, it's like the crowd's not allowed to go in, but the photographers are. She said she saw at least 15 people go in there. So,
one of them was standing in my section, but they were standing, like, okay, so I had the aisle seat, and then there's, like, the, the steps to get to the seats, and then there's the other side, and then there's, like, this. So he was standing the row below me, but, like, on the other side of the aisle. And, he's taking this crowd shot, and I'm like,
oh, I don't want to have my phone in this crowd shot. Like, I think that's kind of stupid. I don't want that. I don't want to ruin the shot.
So I put my phone away, and I start bopping out. And now keep in mind, I'm the only person, well, I mean, other than Nick, who's sitting down, I'm the only person in, like, so not including my friend who's in her beautiful blue delicate dress, like, in, like, the 2 rows forward, and then, like, maybe a couple rows back, that is dressed up for this concert. So you see me with my black 1920s flapper dress with my flapper headband and my high heels, which I have a toe. I have a toe on
my bruise, guys.
I have a bruise on my big toe, and I don't know what happened, but from those shoes. And this guy, he sees me, and he like, you know how in video games, like when someone sees you, or
like in Pokemon, you know how in Pokemon, when like one of the trainers that want to battle you sees you, and you're like, oh my god, I tried to avoid you, and they get like the exclamation point over your head, like over their head?
That's how I felt I felt this guy get the exclamation point over his head. So he starts filming me, and I'm like, I'm playing it up, I'm like, da 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 da. I don't care, I'm trying to think of Getaway Car, like, like the melody or whatever. So it's the chorus, and she's singing, should've known I'd be the first to leave. Think about the place where you first met me. Da 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 da. So anyway, so this guy sees me and he like zooms in on me, and we get to the end of the first chorus, and you see me go, no, nothing good starts in a getaway car. And I'm like playing it up to the camera. I don't even remember if I was singing or if I was just lip syncing, but I was playing it up, and it was great. And I'm like, I was just bawling the long live. Like, you guys saw how I was just crying, like, right now as I was talking about that? Like, I was, like, 5 times worse than that. I was, like, bawling, and now I'm, like, then I was playing it up with the camera, like, I can't believe that happened. That's probably the most exciting, in my opinion, that was probably the biggest excitement of my experience of the Reputation tour, was this guy filming me dancing, and I don't know why.
I want to know why. I want to know where that went.
After Getaway Car was Don't Blame Me, and that was insane. Like, the costumes, like, okay, out of all of the dancers' outfits, the Don't Blame Me outfit was my favorite. However, I was asked what my favorite costume was from Taylor, and I think that would either have to be the Look What You Made Me Do blue and gold outfit, like that bodysuit, or the rainbow sparkly jumpsuit. And then she plays Call It What You Want, and Call It What You Want is when the confetti falls. The visual was so cute, okay? I love the visual on that one too. Like, it looked like a little house, and it's like the gate was closed, and you can kind of see like the gate opening. It kind of looked like one of those Victorian era mansions, and it was super cool. And I really liked it. And then the closer of the show, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. I think that was really mashed up pretty cool. Like, I think that mashup was pretty cool. I wasn't prepared for it.
I kind of blacked out. I don't really remember it all that well. Especially the end. I don't know why, but I kind of black out during concerts. Like, either I'm just enjoying myself so much, or I just get like so immersed into the music that I don't realize that I'm not remembering what's going on.
But that was that moment for me in the show, and I just know she had water, and that was pretty cool. I liked the fountain. And yeah, that was my Reputation tour experience. I do want to say that please, oh my god, so many people told me that I was going to meet Taylor, and my own ego got in the way, and I seriously, honest to God, thought that I was going to meet Taylor. And honestly, unless you get a DM from Taylor Nation and you're not telling us, do not get your hopes up that you're going to meet Taylor. And I know that sounds very, like, rude, especially from someone who likes to tell people that I want them to meet Taylor. But honestly, don't get your hopes up. Like, it almost ruined my concert experience. Almost. Like, I walked out of there with 10 million different feelings. Like, the rep room, like, where they met for rep room was right by where we were sitting. Like, it was right there. It was right there. And we didn't get it. And I was so brokenhearted. I found one of my friends after the show, and I was like,
just give me a hug. I just need a hug.
And I just wanted to thank Taylor for everything for 11 years. And tell her that I wrote a song about her that may or may not be on this album. And so what I'm going to do is I write her monthly updates about my life. I don't know if she reads them. She probably doesn't. But I'm going to oh my god, I'm going to write every single thing. Like, because I wrote like a letter with things I wanted to tell her so that way I wouldn't forget. I won't write like word for word what I wrote in the letter, but I'll write like kind of in a abridged version of it, so that way she'll at least kind of get to hear what I wanted to tell her in person, because that's the only time I'm seeing her this era.
So, unless something crazy happens, the next chance I'll have to meet her is in like 2 years. So, that's crazy. But hey, in 2 years, it'll be 13 years me being a fan, so
who knows? Anyway, point is, I didn't meet Taylor. Please don't let not meeting Taylor meet your experience, because it almost ruined mine. Keyword, almost, because I didn't let it, because a Taylor concert is an experience in and of itself. You don't have to meet Taylor to have a great time.
And I know Tumblr and Twitter and Instagram makes it seem so magnified, but really, so few people meet Taylor.
Like, I heard Santa Clara's pre-show meet and greet, like the first show, only had 6 people, 3 and a guest for each person. Like, three handpicked people and a guest. Like, it's very few people get to meet Taylor, and it just seems like there's so many, but it's very few in the grand scheme of things. So don't get your hopes up. Don't let it ruin your show. Just don't go and expect to meet Taylor. You bought a ticket to see Taylor Swift live. You did not buy a raffle ticket to meet Taylor Swift.
And I'm saying this the way I'm saying this right now because I want myself, in the future, if I see Taylor at the TS7 tour, to remember this. So,
yeah, I had a great time at the Reputation tour, and I'm super excited to see what's next from Taylor, and I hope you guys are super excited to see what's coming from me, because I have a lot coming up in terms of my own music and my own career and my own, I don't know. But, yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this whatever this is, reputation tour video thing. If you like this video, please thumbs up, comment below, or if you really like it, I hope you subscribe. I am a singer-songwriter myself, and I'm releasing an album, as I've said like 5 times throughout this video, on May 25th. That's 2 weeks from today, or it's 13 days away from today. And I'm inspired by Taylor, as I've said like 10,000 times. And I hope you guys consider subscribing to this channel, my cover channel, and all my other social media stuff, which is going to be in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!